Good morning. How the heck are you? Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore for Wednesday, March 30th, 2022. And we've got a package to open here. Anyway, hope you join us. Pour yourself some coffee, get ready to start typing, and we'll see you in about, say a minute or so. Join us, won't you?
Seconds.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
How dare you!
Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore, your morning dose of creative conversation and coffee with your host, Brian K. Morris, independent publisher, freelance hybrid author, award-winning playwright, Facebook famous YouTuber, and former mortician's assistant. Get ready to start your day off right.
Good morning. Welcome. How the heck are you? Hope you're having a great Wednesday. It's Hump Day. It's New Comic Book Day. Check out your local comic shops. Make them wealthy. Anyway, I'm Brian K. Morris. Glad you're here. And whether you're watching us live or on the rerun, we're glad you're here. Please put in a comment. I'll read it. We will have a discussion if you're showing up at the rerun. Hey, just put a comment in anyway, and I'll try to answer it, okay? Anyway, we are here, and we're glad to tell you that we are sponsored by Rising Tide Publications and by Plasma Fire Graphics. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you. A great book deserves a great cover. You know that. Your customers know that. And if you want to turn those casual onlookers into your customers, get a great book cover. You can do that by hiring Plasma Fire Graphics. They have very indie creator-friendly pricing that you will appreciate, and they're so affordable, even I'm using them. And you know how tight I am with $1. Anyway, please check them out. Check out the Facebook page and enjoy their printed samples, and then go to plasmafiregraphics.com and look at more samples, and then contact Jeffrey directly from there. You'll be glad you did, because you're going to wind up with a great book cover and all the graphics you need to sell that book to the public on social media, and that's very important, I hear. So check it out. That's Plasma Fire Graphics. When the look of your book matters to you, because it definitely matters to your readers. And we're a part of the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. Please check out our Facebook page and give it a like and follow all of the stuff we do. 7 days a week of entertainment and enlightenment. And this afternoon is Dr. John, the original gangsta. Check him out. He's always fun, always informative. And if you're a fan of John Celestri, stick around. We've got some opening to do for you. And don't forget, tomorrow night is Comic Book Spectrum at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, where the Fab Five, or a goodly portion of them, are going to show up tomorrow. There's other engagements, unfortunately, for some of us. But anyway, please show up, would you please? We always have a good time talking comics, and we involve you in the conversation. And also involved are our Patreon supporters. These wonderful people are helping support the Rising Tide philosophy through our publications and broadcasts. And if you want to become one of them, check us out at www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. And that is it for the stuff. We're going to get through some comments, and then we're going to do kind of a haphazard box opening. See, I've got this problem. I get Kickstarter packages every so often, and I tend to treat them like it's Christmas morning. You know, I don't wait. I have waited in the past for some of them to open them on the air, but it just doesn't work out. So I have not looked at them. So I have not looked at them. So my reactions will be true in that regard. But let's catch up with your comments. And first in the gate is 931 Nicholas Anthony Tockard. Friday nights, the Historical Fencing Guild. Please check this out. He's awesome. And good morning, Nevermornings. Good morning to you, Nick. And the Mighty Manatee Man, Master of Marketing, meets you for midweek motivation. And I am hoping for a reasonable 9:30 start for the NTF3 show, where I ask you, the viewers, what's your current project and discuss accountability. Current project, short story, is pending cookie approval, and then it's out the door to the editor, and hopefully they will accept it. If not, I will rewrite it and make it my character. And I've got another short book done. Starting next couple of days, I'm going to start my next flash fiction novel, and plotting a regular novel that I will hopefully be doing for another publisher before I get back to my own stuff. And then Carl Witzman, good morning, Carl. Glad to have you here. Good morning. I just got back from watching Michaela's Morning Motivation and her good news. Ooh, I'm always glad to have good news. I got to check that out then. You should check it out too on author Michaela Jade's channel. And personally, he says, Nick Tockard, I'm phasing in as part of some medical situation, not major, but requiring adjustment and care. So I'm about to sit down at my PC and work more on the simple spear. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, and we're glad that she has good news too. What's the TLDR on this one? Anyway, hey Nick, I'm just waiting for the proof copy to come back, supposedly April 1st, unless that was their idea of an April Fool's joke. And doesn't that just fit? Carl says Nick, and Carl says, I suppose, especially for the subject of Madgasser Cheerleader. Yes, indeed. And Donna Carly, mwah, glad to see you here. Check out her work and Carl's on Lulu.com. And hey, sweetie. Oh, hi, Carl. How you doing? Aren't you going to say anything to Donna? Anyway, Nick says, PSA, folks, with April Fool's Day coming, please be considerate in your revelry. Don't fake things like pregnancy announcements or do pranks that do lasting harm. I have not done an April Fool's joke in years. I simply outgrew it. I turned 6 and there I was. No, I find most April Fool's jokes tasteless, to be honest. Now, if somebody wants to start a meme that causes a little bit of uproar, I'm all for that. I'm going to be sending out cards that say Will Smith is coming to visit you. But anyway, I couldn't resist that. But yeah, I'm over April 1st. I really am. And Nick Tockard, hiya, Carly. Hey, I made it, says Michaela J. Mwah. I saw you had some good news. I hope your health is better. That'd be nice. And got to empty the hail pail. All that coffee and the photo of Amy on the YouTube thumbnail is making me suggestive. Yeah, talk about subliminal advertising there. I tell you, Vance Packard was a prophet. And hey, Michaela and Nick Tockard, can someone tell me what's on Cookie's head in the thumbnail? That looks like a talisman of some sort. It is, and Carl says it looks like some Gnostic talisman from ancient Judea to ward off wackiness. The symbols look like something from either the Dead Sea Scrolls or the Voynich manuscript. That photo was taken in this about 4 or 5 years ago at PendCon in St. Louis, which is a rather sizable book fair. And we were next to Amy Hale, much to her disappointment, I'm sure. But anyway, for a while, Cookie was manning her booth because Amy had to step out for a bit. And I don't know where she got that thing, and I don't even remember now what it was, but it was, I think it was like a thumbs up sort of symbol or something, but it's something innocuous. And she started wearing it around her skull for some reason. I have no idea what was going through the young woman's mind at that moment. And that was at that moment that Amy and Cookie and I decided to take a selfie together. And Cookie was wearing a badge after a while saying, I am Amy Hale's stunt double. I think I'm the one that drew it up. But anyway, a splendid time was had by all. And Nick Tockard has a public service announcement here. Also, a quick reminder, Luke Stone has both the New Hybrids crowdfunding project and the Long Shots Grift Recovery Package, 9 comics from $25. I am pledged to Luke's. And I'm going to, before the end of the week, I'm going to get in on the Long Shots Grift. In case you're wondering what that is. Now, Randy Zimmerman is back broadcasting. He's part of the Raging 2 network. And he is going to comment on it tonight. For those who don't know, we've been deliberately not saying anything about it because we were waiting for some. I want to tread carefully on this because I know people involved in this, and I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but it may get to that. But this was a situation where a group of creators were banded together in the thought that they would get their comics into Spencer's gifts. And it turns out, after a certified fraud investigator looked into it, that this was a scam. And for that, I don't want to say any more than that. There is a video out there from Dojo Kun, Dojo space Kun, I believe. And he just recently released it. And Randy Zimmerman has it on his page. If you want to find out more about it, go to Randy Zimmerman's page on Facebook, and he will have a link to that video. And I believe Randy is going to make a public statement about that tonight. I don't know if I'm going to be on that show or not. This was not discussed when we scheduled me, so I would rather have him talk about that because I have no horse in the race here. But it's a complicated thing. There is no TLDR on this one. It is. And I had a simile in mind that I'll spare all of you about long and painful. But anyway, yeah, it was. It's not over. Let's just put it that way too. But Randy will talk about it tonight on the Zimcast, which I believe is on at 9 o'clock, 8 or 9 o'clock. Check his page for notice, okay? And anyway, to ward it off, don't think it was working, says Donna Garley. Yeah, I was there, so yeah, it wasn't working too well. Well, at least one convention is held at a supposedly haunted site. Not a bad idea. Yeah, I'm going to be doing one later this year. Let me find it. I have my book here. By the way, I will be at the SI Comic-Con, as in Southern Illinois Comic-Con, in Benton, Illinois, at the Benton Civic Center at 414 West Huddleston in Benton, Illinois. We are going to have a great time. Frank Fosco, comic book artist on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, will be there. Plus, I think a Power Ranger is going to be there. I can't keep track of them anymore. I've met so many. But anyway, that's going to be on this coming Saturday from 10 to 5. That's going to be a lot of fun. But let me see. I have one later in the year. Did I not write that down? Did I not write that down? I don't think I wrote that down, darn it. But anyway, it's in the fall, and it's taking place on the south side of Indianapolis from the same folks that brought you Non-Con. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be an open air thing at a haunted property, and we will have more details as that comes along. Hey, Donna, says Michaela Jade, and she doesn't want BKM's silliness to infect her too. It's already claimed Amy Hale as a victim. That's right. The casualties are piling up. And Carl says, hey, Michaela, you must have snuck in while I was in the washroom. And good news on the motivation this AM. I got it. I got to check that out, Michaela. Seriously, you're ready for some good news. And hey, y'all, says Glenn Fleming. And too late. No, we didn't clear the room before Glenn got here. Glenn, get his book. It's on Indiegogo. Jack Kirby, Words and Pictures, A Personal Journey, a fantastic book with accompanying DVD, and it's glorious. If you have any interest at all in Jack Kirby, it's a must-own, seriously. And everyone say hello to Glenn. And there's another change from when I was learning to write. We were taught to put in a comma in when we mentioned a formal name, but I think that is going out of fashion. I think it's the context in which the name is presented. Like if I were to say, I know Carl Witzman, in a sense, of course, that would not necessitate commas. But if I were to say, you might know my friend Carl Witzman, and he's from Danville. If that's one whole sentence, then there will be commas on either side of your proper name there. But yeah, it's kind of hazy. But the non-comma version of that type of sentence does not seem to come up very often, at least not the way I write. So yeah. And thanks, Carl. I'm at the barn and reception is shitty. Oh well, darn. And everything is going out of fashion. Doesn't make it right. Okay. Are we talking about comments, Glenn, or is this some other rant? Anyway, good morning, Brian. Now a lot of folks skip that. Yeah, they just launching the. I'm just pretty much ignored here. And Carl mocks me with his laughter. And not me, Brian! Or you can pronounce it like my mother did. Brian! That's why when you get email from me, there's an exclamation point at the end of my name. It's not because I'm a fan of Elliot S. Magan. It's because not just because of that, but that's how my mother seemed to pronounce my name throughout most of my life was Brian. So 2 more generations will be back to hieroglyphics. Yeah, but not cursive. That's the problem. And Glenn says, and even the common man back then had no idea what they were saying on those walls. That's true. Oh, they would only see if they'd done like comic books written captions. That made the whole thing a lot simpler. And we had the kitten fixed yesterday. Will soon be said as, oh, okay, yeah. You thought you were being terrorized by that cat. Now you just wait till the anesthetic wears off. Your stroll through hell has just begun, Carl Witzman. I didn't realize your cat was broken. Why'd you have it fixed? Anyway, everyone say hello to Glenn. And good morning, Ted Davies. Glad to have you here. Good show yesterday. Check out Glenn's show yesterday morning. And sorry, I got a comment up. Yay! The trick, Nick, is to talk fast. And hey, Ted and Joe Bachman, good morning to you. Good morning, happy hump day to you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. And you too, Grant Lager, good morning to you. And Frog G has an IGG for his comic as well. Oh, that's right. He needs to put a link to that in the proceedings here. Everyone's saying hello. And Grant Lankard said, this is my first NEVERMIND the Furthermore in almost 2 weeks. I think it's the longest I've gone without being here for a live episode. Dude, you were missed. Seriously, I hope it's because you got a day off or something good. And we're glad to have you back here. And lots of creatives doing amazing things. Nick, that's the beauty of this community. Seriously, dude. We've all got different things going. And a lot of us are on the verge of being overwhelmed with it. And isn't that great? Seriously. It's like I tell people, there was a time when nobody cared how much free time I had on my hands. And now my day is packed. I've got writing constantly. If I'm not writing, I'm editing. And I was dabbling in a ghostwriting project that's on my plate. No firm deadline, fortunately, at this point. So hopefully that'll come out later in the year. And Michaela's helping me with it. So it's going to be, I got the second chapter done. But anyway, looking forward to getting that out. And see, Joe Bachman said, I'm sure this probably came up in the pre-show, but with the title saying something about a package reveal, should Brian have the rated M icon on the screen? Well, considering what I'm about to reveal to everyone in a few minutes, that's not a horrible idea, Joe. Seriously. And Donna and Skunk Rocker, hello to you, brother. I am so glad to see you. I don't know if you saw it, Skunk. I'm going to have to find it and send you a link. But there was somebody, I want to say like South Dakota or someplace, like some school guy, a school superintendent was testifying before some august body about how furries need to be stopped in the grade school. That he had gotten reports of kids coming to school wearing furry, the furry type of costumes, mostly pajama style, with attached heads and stuff, and insisting on not going to do pee-pee and poo-poo, but getting a litter box. And this was just like, this is on Philip DeFranco's show from last night. You may want to check that out, Skunk. Send me a DM and if you want, and I'll send you a link to it. But this is like the pinnacle of stupid. This is, he has like taken the leap off the ledge of irresponsibility and dove deep into the pool of vacuous idiocy. And probably pretty close to touching bomb before he, skims back up. But yeah, everything that came out of his face was pure hogwash, pure drivel, and a great malignment of the furry community, I thought. Not that I am a part of it, but I feel it's one of those. First they came for the furries, then they came for the Doctor Who freaks, and when there was and when they came for me, there was no one to speak when they. No geeks to speak for me. So yeah, let me know, Skunk. It'll make your blood boil. I don't know if you want to it'll harsh your mellow, that's for sure. And welcome back, Grant. Hey, Joe and Skunk, and everyone's saying hello. And Skunk's already tired. Good God, man. What time do you get to work? I'm just asking because it is possible to put in a full day before you even get here. For instance, I'm up at 4:00, and by 5 we get Cookie out of the house. And then I kind of putter around from there, trying to get my thoughts organized. And yes, in case anyone's wondering, I am not drinking coffee this morning. We started with the clear stuff, and I'll let you take it from there. Anyway, and everyone's saying hello, and please don't forget to like this video. Yes, please. Thank you, Carl. If you're watching this right now, and I hope you are, and if you aren't, you'll never know. But if you're watching this right now and you've enjoyed any part of this video or plan to, please destroy that thumbs up on Facebook. Hit that like button violently on Facebook, and be sure to subscribe to this channel and never miss anything we're going to put out on here, because we've got a lot of cool content coming up soon. And also, if you're watching on Facebook, you can actually get notifications on there too. There's a thing usually in the lower left hand side of your screen, but find it and you can subscribe to us on Facebook too. And good morning, Sarah. Mwah! Love you, hon. Hope you are doing well today. And haphazard, you say that like it's not the norm. Unfortunately. And good morning, Sarah from Nick Talker. Yes, Sarah, we hope you're doing well. Talk to you later, I hope. And unless he's opening packages with a chainsaw, I don't think anything is going to be that haphazard. Well, we'll see. And everyone's saying hello. And my book and DVD, says Glenn B. Fleming, about my visit to Jack Kirby's house, is now live on IGG, Indiegogo, that is. With less than 20 hours to go, let's get the word out what a great man Jack Kirby was. Yes, the project is funded, and you're backing a winner now. So definitely get a hold of that book. I'm serious. It is a great book. I'm very proud of Glenn for that. And everyone's saying hello. And Skunk Rocker says current projects just released a mod for World of Horror yesterday, working on the Random Encounters cartoon and a book trailer for John Pica, and dealing with being 36 years old. Dude, 36 is a great place to be. It's all what you make of it. It's like I'm exactly 30 years older than you, and for the most part, life's never been better. So it's great. And hi, Grant, from Sarah. And here is, I knew he would show up, the one, the only, Mr. John Celestri, illustrious illustrator and animator. And chances are, if your childhood was magical through cartooning and cartoons, this is the man responsible for it. So, John, we're glad you're here. Now, like I said earlier, package reveals for me anymore have, I'm not going to reveal this side because I don't want to dox you, have been haphazard on my show, because it's Christmas morning every time a freaking package shows up for me. I glory in getting something with my name on it, okay? Whether it's comics or a book or one of those funky envelopes that everyone in the media were getting after 9/11, I treasure everything. And John, we hope you're still watching, because I'm only about 15 minutes behind. We hope you're still here. But anyway, we're gonna have a package open here. See, I've opened the package. Have a great day, everyone. Bye. No, John recently had a Kickstarter, and I'm just gonna drop that on the other side of the room, for his Bloodwing Angel Chronicles, which is a very wonderful tale involving actual biblical study about heavenly beings. And I'm just going to go ahead and show this, but we'll take it out of the bag, actually. For John's previous campaign, I got the electronic version. I found that so freaking charming that I went ahead on this latest one and got both volumes in print. And it's really fun. The art style, Eric Hawkins will like that. See, there's big sound effects. Let's see. This is violence. I can do violence, but you see, fun stuff. blamp, blamp, blamp. There's a knife. People getting hurt. And John's amazing cartooning, so expressive, such a great flow. And it's kind of about an angel, kind of, making her way through the universe. And look. There is a print in here of the Bloodwing Angel in issue 1. Thank you, John. And I want to point out, I don't know how many, this feels like, I'm thinking it's probably about 40 pages in here. This is a good, look at that. That's a good sized comic book there. Here's like a standard, you can tell, let's do this. In my left hand, this one here, you're right. Look how thick that is where my fingers are pinching it. Now, look how thick that is. I think there's a noticeable difference there. This is considerably thicker here from John. And not only that, but he also has trading cards in here. Michael, the Bloodwing Angel, is transformed into both female and male forms and is unjustly banished to the mortal realm. Well, darn it, I hate when that happens. There, Michael struggles to survive among demons and living dead. Along the way, Michael becomes the guardian angel to a neighborhood filled with killers and sinners. It feels like home. And there's another Bloodwing Angel print in here. All right. And more good stuff from John in the second issue here. The Altar of Death. That's beautiful. That's beautiful landscaping there. And fights. Bang, 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 bang. Sound effects. Good stuff. And I'm so looking forward to reading this, John. And, of course, goings on in the neighborhood with a beheading. What more can you ask? And plus there's some pre-production material in the cover here. And if that wasn't enough, Dr. John Celestri, who, by the way, check out his show later today, The Original Gangster, he included the Ashcan special, which shows his notes and how he puts together a 7-page standalone story. And there are layouts, script pieces, all kinds of cool things, like pencils that you see uninked. This is a really interesting glimpse into and why he does what he does. Seriously, he quantifies what he does to tell a story in visual and art. And John, this just from what I've seen, like I said, I didn't really look at it yesterday because I wanted to kind of give you my honest opinion here. I am excited to read this, John. I seriously am. And I'm also predicting a slow week at the comic shop. So I'm trying to put everything back where I can, where I can here. And there we go. Got my poster back in there. But anyway, that is Bloodwing Angel 1, 2, and the Ashcan special arrived yesterday in perfect condition from Dr. John Celestri. And it was worth it, John. Thank you so very much. And also, John did something I think all good crowdfunders should do if they are able. And that's, I got a tracking number. Which you don't see much in a lot of campaigns. And John packaged this wonderfully. It came in perfect condition. It was a joy. And I'm looking forward to reading it. And John, thank you so very much, my friend. I will give you an honest review when I am done, all right? Anyway, back to your comments. Nicholas Tucker says, Skunk, did you see Willow Schuyler's fursuit? Amazingly well done. Yeah, that was great. Seriously, that was. Ooh, Charles F. Millhouse, wow, how are you, my friend? Hey, Brian, mentioned that cover reveal for Major Marjorie this Friday. If I'm not mistaken, you have a story in it. Well, you are not mistaken, Charles, and you should know. I forgot to put the graphic up here, but yes, this Friday is going. In fact, let me look and make sure that I can get the. All right, there we go. I am going to. I might even share this. I think it's on your page. John keeps putting, Charles keeps putting food up on his page. It drives me nuts. Not that we burn a lot of gas getting there, but no, it's he puts this on the page, and he's a chef, and it looks so delicious, and it's like it's usually at a time when I haven't had anything to eat in quite some time. So, or maybe it's on the let's see, Charles Milhouse. Charlie Milhouse. I think it's on the presents page. I couldn't remember, but yeah, Friday, and this is a secret project that yes, it's a major reveal for a new series of stories, Major Marjorie, with myself, Tim Bruckner, Clyde Hall, and Alessia Kent, a brand new writer, and I'm excited. I enjoyed writing this very much. The premise is that Marjorie Pettis is one of the leading actors, I should say, on early 1940s radio at the start, the start of World War II. And she has the leading show, science fiction show called Major Marjorie, where every week Major Marjorie defeats some alien menace. But the people don't know those radio shows are based on her real life exploits. She is actually trying to save the Earth from alien invasion. And it's a brilliant premise by Tim Bruckner. And I got to write a story in there, and I'm so excited. I hope everyone gets a copy. And I've seen the cover by Plasma Fire Graphics when the look of your book matters to you because it matters to your readers. And it is glorious. It is a fantastic looking cover, very retro looking. And I'm really excited for the reveal on that. Thank you for the reminder, Charles, and I hope you're doing well. Check out the Captain Hawkland series. And by the way, I want to thank everyone who voted for me in the Pulp Factory Awards. And I hope you gave some love to this man here because he's up for Novel of the Year with his latest Captain Hawkland release. Yay, go Cat Team Hawkland. Anyway, is it your birthday, Skunk? Asked Nick Tockert. And yesterday's my birthday, and no, I did not see a fursuit. Skunk, I apologize for not wishing you a happy birthday, sir. Happy birthday. And I agree with Carl. Hope it was a good one. And good morning to Molly Daniels. Due to high winds, I am not traveling north today. Yeah, I don't blame you. We're taking Calgon out citywide today, and we'll see how I handle the high winds here. Grant Langer says, I'm going to an autograph signing for Jim Rugg today. If any of you are fans, I'm going to give him a copy of Memoirs of the Morbid and talk about the fact that we went to the same local comic shop growing up. Yeah, I saw Jim Rugg's isn't he doing a Hulk book that's coming out today? And it's like a retelling of Hulk #1. And I'm looking forward to seeing that. I hope my comic shop got it. And it was okay. I paid bills and played video games. Well, if that's your idea of fun, playing video games. Otherwise, it sounds like a really spanking kind of day. Anyway, Skunk, happy birthday, belated as it is, man. Seriously, love you and hope you keep celebrating. I really do. Michaela J says, while my daughter is working at the barn, I've gotten 1,200 more words written in Warrior's honor. Well, that's almost as many as I've spoken. So you're doing good. And happy belated birthday, Skunk, from Nick Tucker. And happy expulsion from the womb. Plus 1 day, Skunk, says Sarah. Oh, how you romanticize this. And great, Michaela. Now you have 601 subs. Anyway, Grant Lager says, regarding the Spencer's controversy, honestly, the whole thing makes no sense to me, so I'm staying out of the drama. That's the way to be, Grant. That is, I am not in it myself. I am taking a rapt fascination in it because 2/3 of the people there are my friends. So it's ugly. It is super ugly. And, it may get worse. And what way to go, Michaela, from Molly Daniels. And thanks, Carl and Molly. And great word progress, Michaela. Agreed. Way to go, young lady. And good morning to Joe D. McPhee from the Desk of Small Press Publisher, Saturday nights at 10 p.m., 9 p.m. Central on the Rising Tide Broadcasting Network. Good to see you. Good morning, Brian. Hope all is well. It is. We are having a fun day, and probably about an hour from now, we're gonna. Well, see, I'm having a good day. I got some words written on my ghostwriting thing, and I got the book from books, I should say, from John Silvestri 1 and 2, and the Ash Can. I'm so looking forward to reading that and the whole thing in one time. But yeah, we got that. We've got our short story out to get Cookie's approval. And then, and once it's sent out, I may tell everyone what it is. I didn't want to reveal too much just in case. But I'll let you know if it gets accepted or not. want. Anyway, Molly Dale says, I did write those epic words at the end last night on my Rockstar story. Yes! Now to type it up, see how many words it is, and see if I need to add more to it. That's great, Molly. So you handwrite it out first? Is that it? I used to handwrite it, then type it in. But I started getting assignments where I needed to keep an eye on the word count. And so I just switched. I trained myself to just put it into the typewriter into the computer rather on the first draft. And it saved me a lot of time, but I'm not going to diss anyone's method unless it sounds counterproductive. Anyway, waiting for Kickstarter to approve the campaign for Amazonia #7. Hey, yesterday rather, Brian Rodman got the green light for his Kickstarter for the Nebulizer #2. So I've already started asking him where #3 is. So be sure to join that campaign. And no idea what you're talking about with Zim, but it's okay. I'm mostly just chilling and building immune system. Yes. Delusional flu yuck going on. Staying away from yucky things right now. Oh, that's why you stayed away from me all day, Sarah. Thanks. Yeah, thanks. I know where I stand. Anyway, love you, hon. You take care of yourself. And somebody's trying to call me. I'm not expecting a phone call today. So, and I've got the date set for Hannah House also. Yes. I just can't remember right now when it is. And hey, Brian, I had a dental emergency, but everything turned out successfully. Oh, man. Sorry about the emergency, John. But I'm glad everything is well with you, sir. Well, hope it was nothing serious, John. I hope you're feeling much better now. And nice, Michaela. I had to scroll up to find out the deets. Not braining fast enough to keep up. That's all right, Sarah. I'll explain later. And Hybrids and Killing Fields parts 1 through 3, definitely. And you can get #8 at the same time. That's what I pledged for. So yay for success, John. We're all about success here. And no Carl emojis. And Grant Laker says, I think I'm going to send Beowulf #3 to the printer. I was waiting for one more guy who paid for advertising, but I can only wait so long, right? Yeah. If anything, Grant, send him an email or her and say, you've got 24 hours. If I don't hear from you by so-and-so time, I'm going to have to go without you. But you can, if the person's paid for the ad, I would say, tell them you roll over to the next issue. So you're going to do it. And Lenny Bruce was 9 years old before he realized that his name wasn't Shut Up, says Glenn Fleming. Yeah, that sounds like my childhood pretty much for my father. But anyway, epic Glenn. Lenny Bruce is great. If you haven't studied the humor of Lenny Bruce, you should. He was quite the controversial figure in his day. Let's put it this way. If there wasn't a Lenny Bruce, we probably would not have a Chris Rock or a George Carlin or any controversial comedians. Seriously, he was the master. And epic Glenn, that was a good joke, Glenn. And you cuddle down your casket with your plushy Reaper kittens, says Nick Dockard. Everyone says hello and sounds comfy, Nick. Yeah, it depends on who Reaper Kitten is. And BKM and I are working on editing a comic book together. I think we make a good team. Brian's feedback is good. Well, thank you. And I reword in a way that won't make the writers cry. Oh, come on. Destroy their souls. Go ahead. You want to. You know you do. Now, I've been giving some impressions. I don't edit the script thoroughly. I see that as Grant's half of it. But yeah, I just started giving some views on how I see the comic scripts. And the thing is, since I've been editing books, I'm finding my comic editing far less forgiving than it used to be. It's like, why shouldn't a story, regardless of medium and genre, why should it not obey the same rules that a novel does as far as a beginning, middle, and end, as far as plot progression, along with why doesn't the damn thing make sense? Why hasn't the writer done a research on something? For instance, one script involved police procedure, and I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I have taken courses with the Lafayette Police Department, Lafayette, Indiana, that I'm probably closer to being an expert than a lot of other people. And so that's this kind of stuff I point out. So anyway, it's different than how I edit Eric's stuff, which is, good morning to Eric. How you doing this morning? Great art, by the way, that you showed us. Great stuff. And Glenn, what was that old joke? But damn it, he's Jesus Christ. That's right. Well, we used to have a DJ back in Champaign. He went by the name of Popeye Jones, like the football player. It was not him, but he was playing that one song by Jesus Jones, and said that when other DJs announced that song coming up, he's not sure whether they're talking to him, or whether they're referring to the group, or referring to how the station manager refers to him. So anyway, and morning the is saying to Eric Hawkins, good to have you here. And the cat's comment was directed to Sarah Sarah, though anyone else rocking a casket bed and 50 million clocks, rock on. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And remember, Cookie has been in her bed. Anyway, it was a hoax that someone was perpetrating as a joke, and people took it seriously. Stuff like that makes me weep for humanity. Oh, then you saw that then? I hope it was a hoax. See, the problem with a lot of these, jokes is that you have to leave a door open that lets even the casual viewer know that it is a joke. That's unfortunately, I think that's part of the message that gets lost there. I hope it was a hoax, because I hope nobody is that damn stupid. And Nick, so true. I wasn't consulted about all the clocks, not consensual. Yes, she is a violent victim of time lag, like 15 minutes. It takes all the clocks in her whole house to sound. And Radio Retro Future, good day to you, my friend. How are you? Hope you're doing well. And morning, Eric, master of skeletal steeds, flinger of comics. And I will say something. We have been talking about reviewing a comic book related show, and wondering if Eric can pick up his TV set and hurl it across the room. And good, agreed, Skunk. And hi, Retro from Sarah. And non-consensual clock play is not okay. Yes, I went to Sarah's house. I've been to Sarah's place a couple of times. Wound up in her bedroom the second time because I'm a gentleman, and it's like, I was thoroughly violated by those clocks. I really was. I wasn't sure if Sarah slipped something into my drink or not. But anyway, many folks just don't get humor or sarcasm. Carl, that's true. And God knows I've practiced enough of both. Anyway, morning, everyone, from Lacey Lemke. Wow, Lacey, looking forward to seeing you at SalukiCon, I hope. Anyway, check out the work of Lacey Lemke on Amazon. She is amazing, an amazing writer, and I love you. And check out the YouTube channel right there. Is that your film? And it's starting to win awards. Lacey did the screenplay for it, and it's spooky as hell, just like darling Lacey there. And Michaela says, Nick, I so did not read that as clock play. People complain about me. Anyway, Grant Lankard says, you guys would have been so jealous of me because I worked a WWE event on Monday. I saw so many guys who looked like wrestlers, but I had no idea who they were because I don't follow wrestling. It's been 18 years since I followed wrestling seriously. I know a few names in wrestling still, but not very many. I loved going to live wrestling shows. The only one I didn't really enjoy was, believe it or not, a SummerSlam that was up near the Quad Cities in the Iowa, Illinois, upper Iowa, northwest corner of Illinois, bordering on Iowa. And that was the most boring event I have ever been at. It was like they wrestle for 5 minutes, then vanish into the dressing room where the interviews and the live action and the drama is really going on, but they didn't have any TV set up for the audience. And we're like, what the hell? And half the matches did not come to a resolution inside the ring. They, for one reason or another, got canceled, or they wound up taking the action into the dressing room. It was boring. It was terribly boring. And anyway, how did you forget to add the vitamin C to it? Shame on you. You need a healthy breakfast drink. This is healthy. I'm like I said, it's the clear stuff this morning. For all you know, that's chicken noodle soup in there. No, I didn't have time to make coffee before the show. So I'm drinking water, which I understand is coffee without the beans. I'm a little shaky on this stuff. I could have run downstairs. We went to dinner with a friend of ours last night to repay her for a great kindness she did us recently. We've known each other a long, long time. and we hadn't gotten together for, well, I think even before the COVID. So it's been about 2 or 3 years. But anyway, we took her out to A-Zip last night. Great pizza place here in town. And I didn't drink all my soda because I didn't want to be getting up at 3 in the morning. Or actually, if I went to bed at 8, I didn't want to be getting up at 8:30, 8:45, 9, 9:15. You know the drill. Anyway, and believe it or not, when you age, this is something for all you people out there. Did you know that when you age, your bladder does not get larger? This has been a public service announcement for Rising Tide Enterprises. Anyway, so this is about as healthy a drink as I've got around right now, Joe, but I'm trying. I know I freaking misread and didn't notice the Ellen clock. That's 2 of you. Good Lord. Get your minds out of the gutter so mine can float on by. And Vince McMahon walked by me, though. I don't follow wrestling, but I do know who he is. Yeah, that's true. He is an imposing character. But, that close to greatness, I'm telling you. And Nick Tucker, BKM, you ever get bored on a Thursday morning, you should join us on a sizzling helping of Nerd Bacon on 9 a.m. Thursdays. Gosh, are you referring to that great new show on the Raging 2? I'm doing more plugs for Raging 2 than I had in my own shows. Anyway, check out Nerd Bacon. It is great, and it has the first minute of that please skip it. It's got ASMR that will make you ravenous. It is horrifying. I'm thinking about right now, my mouth is watering. But anyway, good conversation with Nick Tucker and Luke Stone. You gotta have me on sometimes, what it is. And I can say something about Michaela and Sarah are thinking about. I'll be nice, sort of. I'm thinking it too, Carl. I'm seriously thinking it. No, I'm not going to say it. Anyway, Molly Daniels is mocking Sarah. And Michaela, whatever floats your boat or blows your skirt up is no never mind of mine. You get yours. And if there's an upskirt thing, I want video. Anyway, derp. I don't think derp is quite the proper terminology here, but Michaela's mocking us with her laughter. And Sarah's second verse, same as the first. Yeah, a little bit louder and a little bit worse. And nice delivery of comics I took. And I don't judge by what you do in hers. Oh, what is it? I saw one of my favorite comedians from the 70s last night, Gary Muledeer. I don't know if any of you are familiar with him. He did a lot of stuff on the second version of Laugh-In in the 70s with Robin Williams, and also did a lot of George Schlatter comedy clubs back in the day. Funny deadpan comedian. But he was one of his lines is like his grandfather used to say, well, if everybody liked the same thing, they'd all be chasing your grandma. And it just reminded me, he had a skit about he had like a grandfather who was a veterinarian and a taxidermist, and his slogan was, either way, you're still going to get your pet back. Anyway, I know, Sarah, it's challenging today. I donated 6 child-friendly comics of varying genres to the children in therapy. Almost a tear of gratitude to find that niche. Sarah, that's beautiful. And, that's something a lot of people don't think about when they have old comics. And some comics are not worth the paper they're written on or printed upon. But anyway, a good place to deliver comics is fairly recent comics that you want to get rid of. Don't dump them on your dealer, because your dealer's probably got 1 billion of them already that he or she hasn't sold. But donate them to hospitals, to children's wards in particular, because they need distraction. Okay. So if you've got something like an Archie comic, DC, Marvel, most of the mainstream stuff that's innocuous, let them have those comics. You're doing such good for those kids, really. And not said for compliments, just sharing. Well, you're getting one anyway. Sarah, you're a beautiful lady, inside and out. And that is very kind of you. You're awesome. And Molly Daniels agrees with me. You are awesome. And you're great, too, according to Carl Witzman. And you're shared. What? According to Ryan Permisson. Anyway, Ryan, glad you're here. Thank you so much, man. And love you, Sarah. And Carl Witzman, head flunky. Carl yells, quick, checking your Facebook during the show and talking about food, Ryan. I'm about to get an intervention, aren't I? I know. The Facebook was for an important reason. Check out Charles F. Millhouse Presents page and mine on Friday for the great cover reveal of a brand new book that I'm in called Major Marjorie. It's a super collection of short stories And you're going to dig it. You're really going to dig it. And good morning, Never Mornings. How are you? Catch up with past episodes of that, and I quote at that place there on Spreaker.com and digs for mints in his desk. And John Celestri says, thank you, Brian, for the unpacking. I look forward to your honest review. Brace yourself, John. Yeah, you know how cruel and critical I can be. So I am predisposed to love it, John. So no worries, man. But I'll let you know how much. And thank you, John. Again, excellent book and excellent delivery too. And in case you missed it, check out the latest episode of Van Dyke Quote with film historian and blogger Annette Bochenek on Nerd Culture Channel right there. Grant Laggard said, I told Angie I'd buy her sushi for lunch if she went to the comic book signing with me, so it should be a nice day. It sounds like a great plan, Grant. Coolness. And give our love to Angie, please. And join Ryan for And I Quote with cosplayer and podcaster Willow Schuyler, the Peppermint Princess. We love her. That'll be a good show as always. Check that out this Saturday at noon Eastern time. And happy belated birthday to the Skunk Rocker from Joe D. McPhee. And if you want Ryan on your show as a guest, and why would you not, let him know via DM so he can pay this thing forward. And I'm grateful to this community and all your support. Have a safe and productive day, everyone. You too, Ryan. And if nothing else, at least be productive. And oh my God, Brian, mutual friends in some kind of chaos. We'll talk later. And sushi bribes, nothing wrong with that. I can be had for sushi. Anyway, take that how you will. And writing in longhand, I can't take my laptop to the evening job, so I scribble in notebook during the downtime. And when new evil supervisor isn't looking, I get that. I frequently take a notebook when I go to shows. Make sure my microphone's still plugged. There we go. I take I have a large ruled notebook that I take to shows, and I write like plot fragments, ideas, things like that. I did have one show last year, a horrible show I was at, and I'm never going back. But let's put it this way: they promised us 25,000 people, and if we got 1,000, I would be astonished. But anyway, I digress, as always. But no, I took a notebook with me and I plotted, like the story I just not the story I just wrote, but something I had done before that I sent out, like my Major Marjorie story. That's right, I plotted a Major Marjorie story. It got sent out, but I plotted it at the show. In fact, I plotted like 3 different things. So yeah, it's making the downtime productive. What can you do? Sarah says, I've mostly been unplugged for a while now. I post things from Facebook from the outside, going back to text you because I had to free up space for important employment reasons. So that's cool. That's fine, hon. We will talk later, I promise. And causing me to no longer like my job, says Molly Daniels. I understand that. I mean, I've been in places, I've quit places where I can't get along with management. And I've stayed too long because I did get along with my coworkers. So yeah, that's the danger there, Molly. We gotta get you out of there, just like Cookie. All right. And Sarah says, some of the jobs that show up for me are insane but hilarious. I get a lot of those too. I'm still on some unemployment websites, or reemployment websites, I should say. Simply because I was on them 10 years ago, and I always keep them open because maybe Cookie will find something that she can do. Anyway, so I read those and I get, hey, Subway's looking for people just like you, Brian. We figure you fit the bill. It's like, well, I eat. That's where the resemblance ends. Or, we've got this plutonium packing plant, Brian, and somebody like you should take that job. And it's like, no, I shouldn't. Anyway, one job, says Sarah, claimed they pay a lot per hour, and one for mortuary and cemetery calls. Ooh, those types of places are awesome, but dealing with the grief of loved ones, being an empath, OMG, hell no. Well, the thing is, it depends. We can talk about that because I worked, I'm a former mortician's assistant. I've worked for a cemetery. Now, I didn't work for a funeral parlor. That is a highly specialized skill. And yeah, as an empath, that hurts a lot, I know. But I worked for the cemetery doing pre-sales and counseling. And that was quite rewarding, except financially. It was a sales job, basically. But I love the funeral industry. It was, and the thing is, if you erect your shields properly, you're helping people on what may be the worst day of their life. I mean, when my mother passed away, it was, it is officially the worst day of my life. Um, and I only got through it with the help of some close friends and also my funeral director. The funeral director was an old family friend, fortunately. And he walked me through everything. I mean, I admit, no surprise, I was a wreck. And this is before Cookie and I had started dating. We'd only been dating about a month and a half when my mom passed away. But I didn't feel at the time I could burden her with a lot of the stuff I was doing to get mom ready. And I still have mom. Mom is actually sitting about, called about 5 feet away in that direction. I still have the urn. It wasn't until about 2 years ago I remembered where she wanted her ashes spread. We may change her plans though. We are looking at a place where Cookie and I both favor cremation, and we may have mom put in with us. But anyway, yeah, that stuff can get weird sometimes, Sarah. But anyway, morning, how you nurture your audience? Well, thank you, Philip Thompson. Glad to see you. Philip's a very talented cartoonist. Check out his work on Amazon. He's just started getting published there. You just keep talking to your people, talking to your audience, and that's how you nurture them. And Sarah says, just wait until you're downstairs at noon with all 12 dongs going insane intermittently for 15 minutes straight. Does that come with cigarettes by any chance? I'm asking for Carl. Anyway, Sarah, I had to turn away from a job opportunity for similar reasons. Yeah, I get it, man. And Ted Davies Artistry, Ted and Glenn are back in Comics Unlimited, 10 a.m. Eastern. The best comic covers ever is the topic. Holy cats, that's going to take you about 6 hours to get that unpacked. I will try to be there, my friend. And Nick, I get it. I worked at Claire's for 3 days. I refused to pierce the ears of a 6-week-old baby. Oh, Sarah, I hear you. When I worked at Spencer's, they expected, I think at the time they had an age limit, which the manager ignored frequently, and they did do infants. And I'm like, the only reason I don't think infants should have pierced ears, I'm uncomfortable for one reason, and that is infants don't have the information to know if they want the piercing or not. It's the same thing with a lot of non-consensual things, that if both people are able to make an informed decision, that's why we have laws against adult material with children, because they are unable to understand what they're getting into and cannot make an informed decision. And I think it's this, I hate to link kiddie porn and getting your ears pierced, but it's the same thing with an infant. And the infant is unable to articulate or to understand why they are getting pierced. It is simply, I think, for the parents' ego or whatever. But yeah, I would never do that. I don't blame you. And Ted, and there are positions I seriously can't handle. Carl, please take a screenshot right now. Thank you, Carl. And after she's been talking about her dongs. Anyway, and Teddy's Artistry says, say your prayers. Drinking with the Davies is back this Friday, mixing up holy water. Ted, you'll spontaneously combust if you drink that. Chris and Ted, get spiritual with this mix-up of spirits. Get blessed on Friday. Good ad copy there. I agree. That's awesome, Sarah. And from this was Small Press Poster, thanks BKM. Based on their misread, I have the song Big Time from Peter Gabriel playing in my head. You could do worse, Joe. Look at my circumstances. And Frog G, hail all, just hopping on my way to bed. Frog G, a pleasure to have you here. Frog, if you're hopping to bed, that means you're in Europe somewhere. I never really asked where you're from, but we're glad you made the stop here, Frog. As always, it's a pleasure, and hail to you, my friend. I'm glad you're here. And Sarah says, for quite a while, they couldn't have magazines and the like out for COVID, but now they're back in the waiting rooms. I've heard a lot of people say they got into reading via comics. I'm one of them. I learned to read from comics and cereal boxes when I was 3 years old. That's why going into the first grade, I was the only kid that knew the word invulnerable and how to spell it. And sweetest of dreams, Frog. Yes, definitely, Frog. Thank you again for being here. And hey, Frog, happy dreams. And my stuff is on there as well. Excellent radio retro future. Good to hear. And just finished my accountability sketch for the day. That's from a small rights publisher. Been a good exercise to draw something once a day until I start back to drawing the next comic. Seems like I write something every day. That's how you do it, man. Just one page a day, and you're getting closer to the goal. And sweet dreams, Frog, from Molly Daniels. And good night and morning, Frog G from the Desolate Small Press publisher. Grant Lankard says, Sarah, Angie is looking for work now too and facing the same stuff. Sorting through the scams is the hardest part. Yeah, back in my pre-internet days, it used to be stuffing stuffing envelopes. I knew someone that lived in my apartment building that was doing it, and you had to get any, like he would stuff like 5,000 envelopes by hand. It'd be like 3 pieces of correspondence, and one would be the letter that he would have to fold in a specific way, and then 2 inserts that he'd have to put into the thing in a special way, because it's like you open up the letter, start to read it, then you open it up, and then you've got the other part, and then he had to put it in the envelope a specific way, and I believe he had to pay postage on them too, but part of the pay would reimburse him for it. But yeah, you weren't fine. I used to work at PBS. We sent out the pledges by hand all the time back then, and that ain't easy, folks. It's real easy to get sick of that stuff. And Molly Dan says no, she needs to go. I've been there 3 years and know what I'm doing. She treats me like a halfwit. I think she tries to micromanage me, and I don't like it. Just go away and let me do my job. I agree. That's some bosses think they have to assert themselves to remind you who's in charge, and it's like, no. Smart bosses, you know what we do? We say, hey, you're expert at this. Hey, you know more than I do. Here's what I would like to see you do. Here's your deadline. Now, I'll be over here. Let me know when you're done. Okay? And if you need help, I'm easy to find. Same way with editing. Like I worked on a novel with somebody starting 6 months ago, and we got it done about a month ago because there were considerable rewrites that had to be done. But I reassured the person involved. I said, dude, don't look at me as your editor. Look at me as your partner. We are both committed to making this work. And that means we're going to have some back and forth. But if you have questions, I'm the guy to talk to. And if I have questions, I'm going to talk to you. And we won't involve the publisher unless we reach an impasse on something. Worked out beautifully. And Molly Dan, sorry, do not be sorry for the rant, Molly, for sure. We've all been there. We feel your pain, we really do. And Sarasota says, for sure, Grant, I like that. Indeed allows for reporting jobs that sound like scams to look into. Yeah, seriously. That's crazy stuff. And one job over 500 an hour reported scammer, everyone would be working at whatever company it was for. Yeah, that's it. And there's a lot of scams even in the writing field, like content writing. Oh my God. Hey, can you write like 4 or 5 fully, or was it one time I got an offer to join a website when I was at first a full-time freelancer. And they wanted like 6 or 7 minimum articles a day, all fully researched with hyperlinks and illustrations. And they would pay like something like $2.50 per. And I'm like, go screw yourselves. Hard, violently, dry, and sideways. And then I had another one that I see them pop up still, and they've got, they were like, well, we've got thousands of people. We'd like you to write articles for us. We're not paying anything, but we're giving you exposure. Read between the lines on exposure. Anyway, that's and Sarah got a screenshot too. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Carl. Much appreciated. Awesomeness, hilarious. That's what I've been thinking. And yep, I thought of you as a child as well when I was donating. Well, thank you. And I think of you, but not as a child. The judge warned me about that. And Molly Dale says, I think I mentioned going to the grocery with Mom, and she'd leave me by the magazines, read all the Archie comics, and would catch up with her on the frozen foods after reading them all. Yeah, we lived in when I was conscious of reading. We lived in Vermilion Grove, Illinois. Carl and Donna will know this. It's a little more than a wide spot on the road now, but back when I was a kid, they had like a school there, church. The church is still there. My father taught at that school, and they had a combination post office, general store there, a couple other businesses to talk about. Now it's about 12 houses. That's all. Even the trees are gone from that area. I don't know what happened. But anyway, my parents would take me we'd buy most of our groceries at this little mom and pop place in Olivet that's not there, which is a few miles north. There's a Catholic seminary there. And it almost wound up being the site of Illinois Wesleyan University, but they changed their minds and moved it up into Bradley, Illinois. But anyway, enough asides. They had like a small rack of magazines, and the comics were on the lower level. And my parents would tell me, and the shop owner didn't mind because they were returnable, and nobody thought they were collectible at the time. They'd sit me on the floor, and I'd just sit there and look at the pictures. Just keep occupied until they were ready to leave, and then I asked my mom about words, and that led to me reading. But yeah, same thing with me, Molly. Scott Barker says, I've been unloading my van for the last 45 minutes or so. What did I miss? Well, Molly hates her job. I've got a book coming, a cover reveal for a book coming out on Friday. And Sarah keeps thinking about her dongs at her house. So other than that, not much. Anyway, I definitely ignored some of the advice from my editor on Beowulf, which is okay. I view editors as advisors more than editors. It depends on your organization. If you work for DC, your editor is the boss, okay, or Marvel. Unless you're a really big name, then you get your editor fired. But yeah, just take mine as advice. That's all it is, friendly advice. And did you see my blog content? Step away to refill blog post comment. Yes, I saw. I read that. Thank you. I read that. I've got to get better at including that into my blog on Patreon, which you can go to and find at. Just look for Brian K. Morris, all one word, lowercase, and you'll find it. $1 a month will get you views of my twice weekly blog. And Grant Lackard, I think most of the bad advice I got from my editor came from the fact I sent him the scripts one issue at a time, so he couldn't see that certain things were going to pay off in the next issue. That could be, but the things don't pay off. If I were your editor, I'd have been saying, well, I'd have asked you about it. And it's like, will we see a payoff for this? And you tell me yes, and I'd be like, okay, yeah, definitely. But see, the thing is, it's different for you as an indie guy because you're, in this case, you're the publisher. And the editor's a hired hand. You can take the editor's advice if you do or don't want to. Whereas in other circumstances, that's your guideline. But yeah, I'm sorry you got bad advice. I would have liked to find out what that is. And yep, editors suggested not written in stone unless writing is absolutely horrible. I would agree. In book publishing, it seems to be that way. If an editor digs in their heels and says you must do it this way, I would question the editor. To be honest, I push back on that. I don't get much of that, fortunately. And Grant Lankard says, oh, I wanted to say, everybody let me know what Comic-Cons you're going to in the next year. Now that I have reliable transportation, I'm willing to travel further for conventions. Well, if you go to risingtide.pub, and I know Angie subscribes. Anyway, go to risingtide.pub, and my monthly newsletter will have all of the locations I am going to be at this year. I'd love to meet you too, Grant Lankard. Looking forward to it. John B. Pica, good morning, Multiverse. Happy Moon Knight Day. Oh, that's right. I've heard nothing but good things about Moon Knight. It's wearing down my resolve not to have a streaming service in this house. And Sarah says, I seriously need to go to a store during the show again. It was priceless. I, of course, knew you'd go with it, so I made sure the volume was maxed out. Oh, you're evil. You're evil, Sarah. That's so beguiling of you. And Silcon in Central Illinois. Grant, you'd meet a few of us. Yeah, that's true. Silcon, it is just off an interstate in East Central Illinois. It's a paranormal convention. Lovely hotel not far from there, reasonably priced, and it's a lot of fun. And Sarah should be there. Sarah, we're going to have to bring you out as my booth babe, okay? Cookie might be there. Caldon will be there. come see Calgon, a work in progress. And Molly will probably be there. Kathy Jackson tends to be there. Lacey Lemke. Let's see, Amy Hale. Hopefully we can get Kadrolsha Ona to roll out again. I love her. And I'm going to Baltimore Con, Akron Con, Rivers Con, and Dayton Con. Let's see. Keep me posted on the Ohio ones, because I think it's let's see. No, Akron is up near. It's close to. It's up near the northern border. That's a drive from. That's about 5 hours for me. I think Akron is about 3. Keep me posted. And I think SilCon is in September this year. Can't remember the moment. Yeah, I think it's like next last weekend in September. But if you subscribe to my newsletter, you will know. And yes, SilCon. And yes, Sarah, not sure of exact date. And Molly says people are dropping out of PenCon, Grant. Yeah, some people are. And I'm afraid I'm going to have to be one of them, unfortunately. And thank you. SilCon is September 9th and 10th. Excellent. The only thing I don't like about that is the same weekend as the Popeye picnic in Chester, Illinois. But that would make a great drive for you and Angie. If you could come. If you got, you need more than one day off. But let's see, you could come to SilCon. It's a Friday night and all day Saturday event, and then you could, if you saw us on Friday, then you bop on down to Chester, Illinois, which is about call it 3 hours or so from a 3-hour drive from Mattoon. And then that's where Rural King is out of. In fact, their corporate office is at the mall where we have the show. But then after that, make your way over to Metropolis, Illinois, and see the giant Superman statue, the Noel Neal statue, and the Superman Museum. Also, they've got an annex now that is just opened up a couple years ago, and it's really fun in there too. And just have a geeky drive around the Midwest there. And let's see, here we go. More comments. Sarah, you do the best diabolical shenanigans. Yes, inflicting your people with me. And thanks, Molly says, thanks, Carl. And thanks, Carl from Sarah. And Grant Lankert says, I'm looking it up now. Illinois is a little further than I wanted to drive. We're not moving it closer to you, Grant. You want to come, you know, Buddha's going to have to come to the mountain. You know what I'm saying? And how much is booth rental for SilCon? Nick, I'm not sure. Send me a DM and I will give you information on how to contact the lady in charge. Okay. And I looked up the convention that you told me about, Brian. Unfortunately, it's the same weekend as Three Rivers Con. Well, you can cancel Three Rivers Con. I'm glad we got that settled. And Sarah says, as Ron Fitzgerald better get to SilCon again, I'll nag him. Yeah, big shocker, Sarah. Thank God you wait till I was sitting down. And I think you told me about Indie Pop. Yeah, Indie Pop Con is going to be in early June, I believe it is. So, but anyway, I think it's around 70, Nick, but check on that. Yeah, definitely. Nick, drop me a DM so I'll remember. But anyway, no, I can tell you right now, her name is Becky Guyman, Guyman. And if you don't get that written down, Nick, let me know. I'll get you in touch with her. But she's a darling lady, and drop my name. And she will go, oh, God, you know him too. Anyway, my dad goes, no, I'm still going to PenCon. I want to see your mermaid costume. I'll be a pirate. And Skybreaker says, Sarah's thinking about her what? Yeah, I know. And now I'm thinking about it. Apparently, I didn't get as close to Sarah as I think I should have now. Anyway, Donna and I must leave in a little while to go claim my Red Lobster reward before it expires. Carl, that is a good reason to leave me. I understand fully. And oh, yeah, Grant, come to PopCon. Brian and I are on a panel Saturday night. Then we can go to dinner. Yeah, seriously. There's some good eats in that area. There is a restaurant that I really like. It's a little pricey, but the food is worth it. It is It's a Weber Grill restaurant. They cook everything on Weber grills. The food's fantastic. Last time we went with Henri Compon. So, and PopCon June 3rd to the 5th. Thank you, Molly. Appreciate that. Yeah, we're gonna have a writers panel. I will be the moderator, and Molly is on it, and Amy Hale, and we've got a couple other people that the con is supplying. It's gonna be a good time. If you want to learn more about how to get into writing or publishing, come see us. If you see Molly at a show, she'll tell you everything you need to know, or me, or Amy Hill, or Kathy Jackson. And we've got a pretty good track record. Rick Bradley, who I'm surprised we haven't seen him this morning, he went from unpublished author to published author in 4 months after talking to us. So anyway, there is that. And well, anyway. That's all right, Skunk. That's the theme of our shows. Brian goes on a rant, and he realizes he's gone on 20 minutes without taking a breath. And so, well, anyway. So, I was thinking that should have been the name of the show. Ugh, says the Skunk Rocker, like the Temptations. And booth rental for PopCon G's left arm, right leg, please. Yeah, seriously. I was gifted a booth in recent years, but I haven't been there in about 5 years or so. So I'm looking forward to just walking around the building and, buying a couple nice things for me and maybe Cookie. That's where we bought our very first Funko Pop. The booth next to us had a rather voluminous display, and I saw a Cookie Monster one. I said, Cookie, go get that. And she's like, oh, I don't, that voice. It's like, you say you don't want it, but your tone tells me you want it more than life itself. Well, that's what she had. I said, honey, here's the money. Go get it. If you don't, I will buy it, and you don't have a choice. So she went over and bought it, and she was happy. And it's adorable. It's totes adores. But anyway, that gave me that opened the door, so now I'm doing it. Anyway. And it's funny, because it's like, I view Funko Pops as like potato chips. You can't have just one. She's got her one. She's happy. She's done. Me, on the other hand. Anyway, also, happy Comics Day. What's on your list? John, I checked with leagueofcomicgeeks.com. Now, I have a couple books that are late, and I could get them. But otherwise, I'm not getting anything this week. Well, actually, we are down for... let's see. Let me get over to space here. And I know I'm losing Carl now. I need to check. Let's see. New comics. No, that's not it. My pull list. Yeah, my pull list. I just have Knights of the Dinner Table, $2.94. But Knights of the Dinner Table are about 4 months behind in their releases. So if I get one, it's probably going to be like... actually, it's about 3 months behind. I might get $2.91 or $2.92. I don't remember which one it is this week. But anyway, let's see. What new comics are out? Someone is Killing the Children. Immortal X-Men, #1. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Annual, #1. Is there anything that would appeal to me so far? Not to buy. I would love to read some of it, but I don't intend to buy any of it. No, I'm not going to shoplift. But it's 2 new X-Men books. Hulk Grand Design. I might pick that up if they have it. But otherwise, a lot of this, I'll read it when it comes out in trade paperback. But I'm not looking at anything here that I would go, oh, good, that's out. Can't wait. Carriers #4 is out, Eric. And that's about it. And some of these is like, no, I wouldn't buy that. I would buy that anyway. Anyway, here we go. Back to your comments. Molly Dan says, I'm still debating going to Indie Comic Con on Friday the 14th. Want to meet Jamie Farclear, but can I really afford it? And Joey Fatone. I feel your pain, girl. I'm feeling your pain. Hey, did you know that there's a pickle factory outside of Fort Wayne, Indiana, little town called St. Joe, all right? And they have a pickle factory for Seckler's Pickles. And they also make pickles for other manufacturers. They also make the Tony Pacco line. And if you're a MASH fan, you know the name Tony Pacco. Anyway, says, you'll have to put me on a leash at any con we're both at. It's not off the list, Sarah. Oh, now I'm thinking about our dogs again. Anyway, skunk rocker, more like brains. We are zombifying skunk rocker. I'm sorry, man. And consensual, non-consensual Funko Pop purchasing. I see how you roll. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You read me like a book. Jiminy Cricket, Sarah. I know. She's kicked the door off its hinges, not just opened it wide. And Carriers 4 came out today. I saw that. You can add that to the list of solicitations tomorrow night on Comic Book Spectrum at 7 p.m., 6 p.m. Central on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network, and you'll all like that. Yeah, right. And obviously, I'm getting Hulk Grand Design since I'm going to an autograph signing. That's the only book that halfway appeals to me, and I'd have to take a look at it first. And you can read whatever pops out at you the next time you're here. Well, I've got two things in mind, but anyway, Sarah, oh geez, Sarah, you're trying to get Brian a heart attack? Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's hard, all right. Anyway, looking forward to Rodman's Nebulizer number 2. Start nagging him now for number 3, and still need to read number 1. It's great. It's seriously the Nebulizer, and a lot of the indie comics, a lot of my stuff my friends are making is filling me with joy. Seriously, and like I said earlier, we reviewed Bloodwing Angel. Have not read it, but it looks like good stuff. And yes, it is a little bit adult. So just to let you know. So I'm probably going to go in Facebook jail for showing nipples. Anyway, War for Earth number 2 came out. Yeah, I saw that's out, but I didn't pick up number 1, so I don't know. And I still have the Funko pin for your Fez too. We're going to have Sarah Saracon, I promise. And Sarah's on a roll this morning. I'd say so. Oh my God. I'm trying to be nice here, and she's getting nasty. And the print is small. I need a magnifying glass for better lighting. I need both. I need Mount Palomar and a Kliegelight. And we'll have it next week. U.S. mail isn't faster than a week after purchase. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was wondering, do you get yours through a mail subscription thing? I used to get mine through M&M Comics. They used to be in the western suburbs. I think Tinley Park. They were in Tinley Park. And then they moved to Texas, and their service just went straight to hell. And I finally canceled with them. I couldn't take it any longer. But anyway, we are now caught up with your comments, folks. And let's see. And it looks like Cindy Kep is not making it. Cindy, we love you. But I've got things I got to do. So anyway, we are going to call the show at this. All right. And I thank everyone for being here. You guys have been hilarious this morning. You've really brightened my morning, and it was pretty good to begin with. So anyway, we are going to do some thank yous here. And first of all, thank you to Rising Tide Broadcast Network. Please check out our Facebook page where you can find a schedule like this with all of our shows 7 days a week of entertainment and illusion and cynicism and fun cynicism and drinks and weaponry and all kinds of cool stuff. Lots of variety, entertainment, information all week long. Please like our Facebook page and follow us. And also please follow me on patreon.com/Brian K. Morris and check out what I will give you. And it's not just your name on this card here. We also offer other great things, other great services and just $1 a month will get you my blog, which I'm going to start writing later today after I finish my newsletter, which you can get if you go to risingtide.pub, and there's a page where you can sign up for it. All right, please do. It's free. The next issue will go out on the 1st, which is 2 days from now. So check it out. We'll have all kinds of information. We've got an essay on Calgon. And I think you'll dig it. Anyway, let's see. Here we go. Let's see. There we go. Have a great one, Brian. Nick Tucker, thank you, brother. And if you need that name again, that was Becky Guyman, Guyman. Send me a DM if you need it, and I can give you a link to her page on Facebook. Have a great day. You too, Grant. Good luck at your signing. Have a good time and enjoy your sushi. And time for Where in the World is Cindy Cap? Yeah, seriously. Do we need to put out a wellness check or send the police over to find out how she's doing? And everyone have a great day. Donna, get your coat. Amelia Pun, get your coat. Anyway, Carl, thank you. Thank you, Donna, for being here. And don't forget to thank me, Skunk. It wouldn't be a day unless I thanked you, brother. Thank you for being here, Skunk, as always. And I hope your day improves. And know that you are loved. Seriously, never forget that. We love you, man. And Donna says, oh, crap. That's today, Carl. Got to go, folks. Got to get dressed. You mean you've been naked this whole time? Donna, if only I had known. Anyway, Sarah, I'll share the job description later. Carney Mortuary. I'm glad you put a I'm just imagining a carnival mortuary now. Please sign the register by the geek over there. And later on, Donna, thank you. Mwah, love you, hon. Take care. And I know I'm the most awesome thing ever. You are, sir. You are my furry friend. And have a great day. And thanks, Skunk Rocker. Thank you, Joe D. McPhee. And love you to the abyss and back always, Sarah. Love you so much. And you're welcome, says Skunk. Thank you, brother. And if you haven't seen Kelly and I interview Bob Hall at Mid-South Con up on YouTube and Facebook now. Excellent. I met Bob Hall at one of the worst conventions I've ever attended in Evansville, Indiana. This would be about 6 years ago. It's where I also met Stuart Sager. But Bob Hall is so crazy talented. I loved his Shadow Man so much. And holy crap, that would be epic. And anyway, I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Yes, even you and you, right? Well, maybe not you. Okay. No, he's just kidding. You too. Anyway, Skunk, love you, man. And we will see you in October. We are definitely planning on a return to Halicon this year, man. So anyway, and we are definitely planning our return tomorrow night. Don't forget, we will have that one there, Comic Book Spectrum, Thursdays at 7 p.m. Just before Stupid O'Clock at 9 p.m. and Dan Hollifield's Last Man Standing at 11, all times Eastern. So please check that out. And we also want to thank Plasma Fire Graphics, who are providing the cover for Friday's Major Marjorie book reveal. You will want to see that. I will be sharing it. But anyway, share this because Plasma Fire Graphics, they're who you call when the look of your book matters to you. Did you dig those covers? All of them have seen print. And if you like them, you're going to love what you see on the Plasma Fire Graphics Facebook page and also at plasmafiregraphics.com, where you can contact Jeffrey Hayes, the guy in charge, directly and find out his indie creator friendly prices. Yes, that was my favorite, closest I get to Buddy Christ. Anyway, check out the page, ask about those rates, and he does all the graphics you need to sell that great book of yours. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you, because it definitely matters to your readers. And bonus razor blades for Ron Fitzgerald at a mortuary carnival. Oh God, I've got this. I may have to give you guys credit for this. If I write the story, man, I'm getting images. And I love you too, Sarah. All right. Have a great day. And we'll be talking later on, I'm sure. So anyway, folks, thank you for watching. And also, this show has been brought to you by the Rising Tide Publications. Please check out our Facebook page and give it a like if you would. And let me get that here. Let me get Sarah off there. I can do that too. Anyway, we're going to get down to where we need to be. And we'll have a few ads from some of our friends at the end of the show. And we will be back Friday morning. Yes, Friday. As we prep for our show in Benton, Illinois, 10 to 5 in Benton, Illinois, at the Benton Civic Center, 414 West Huddleston in Benton, Illinois. A lot of fun. I will be there. There's going to be some Molly Daniels be there. Our Amy Hale will be walking through there. We've got some great Nevermorians walking through and being there and being awesome. So please come check us out. And there's an event page on Facebook. Check it out. You'll be glad you did. And as always, folks, we're going to tell you what we usually tell you, and we mean every bit of it. Stay smart. Stay safe. Wash your hands and never apologize for being awesome. Have a great Hump Day, new comic book day, and we'll see you in the comic shop in a few minutes. Have a fantastic one. We'll see you Friday at 10 a.m. for another Nevermind the Furthermore. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching Nevermind the Furthermore, a Rising Tide Broadcast Network production. If you enjoyed any part of this show, please give it a like or a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and consider becoming one of our Patreon supporters. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time on Nevermind the Furthermore.
Secrets, trust, worth. The bond between souls intertwined within otherworldly intrigue. Michaela Jade brings forth the Elite Warrior series, a collection of dark fantasy romance novels set in a twisted world where power lusts in the hearts of men and devotion seduces the souls of women. Warrior's Secret, Warrior's Trust, and Warrior's Worth. Available now at authormichaelajade.com.
Now on Sunday mornings, longtime independent comics creator Randy Zimmerman brings to you a podcast that talks about the lighter and more whimsical side of comics, the fun side of comics. That's right. Sunday Funnies is back Sunday morning, 9 a.m. on the Raging 2 YouTube channel and on certain Facebook pages. Check it out, won't you? Special guests, great talk, and a lot of fun as we work to put the fun back in funny books. See you there.
The original intention of the film was just for my personal use, but I thought, with it being such a unique thing, that I'd like to offer it to anybody who wants to see it. On the first visit, Jack took us into his another room, a separate room, and there were these brown parcels full of artwork piled up, and he said to me, "You draw like I do." We were in the studio for 5 hours, you know. It was fantastic, and there's this, he's got this desk, and everything he's ever drawn has come from this desk, and then I would just go with the flow, and that's what this film is about. It's just a unique film of him.
He says, "I beat you." He says, "They say we came in under the dead of heat." He says, "That's not true because I beat you." And the American said, "Well," he says, "if you like to think so," he says, "but I know a real story." He says, I know I clearly won that one." See? Well, Joe is 6'3", and I was a run, see, from the Lower East Side. And being Joe's partner was an advantage to me because Joe was believable, you know. They would talk to Joe. The Goodman brothers would get to know him. Martin Goodman owned Marvel at that time. He went to his mother and he says, "Look, Jackie got a job drawing." He says, "They're paying him part. They're paying him money for drawing." He says, "Suppose I go with Jackie." He says, "And he says, they'll pay me money." He says, "I'll draw and they'll pay me money." He said, "I'll give the money to you," which we did. We gave it all to our mothers. They called me from Nassau. You know, I lived in Long Island. And they say, "Would you like to come down and draw these guys in training?" I swear, this is not a story. And I said, "Yes, of course, I'd love to come down." And,
Hey, yo, Pops here. Are you looking to be on Monday Madness? Is Monday no good? You need a special edition? Are you looking to be on the first timer spotlight on for you new guys? Launch parties, countdowns, CromCon Monthly. We got it all right here at the Madness Comic Network, providing online promotional services for the indie comic community and proud sponsor of
Comic Books for Kids provides comic books to kids in hospitals and cancer centers across the U.S. It's a place where we can all work together to make sure every child has a comic book. 100% of all proceeds go towards the kids. It's about making a difference, and while they're in the hospital, allowing them to fly like a superhero, battle dragons, or rescue teddy bears. We are in every state in the country and now support over 160 hospitals. Every month, we add more.
Visit cb4k.org.
Hi, I am Joe D. McPhee. I am the host of From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher, and I want to cordially invite you to watch our show Saturdays at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. On our show, we will have different guests as well as talk about the comic book industry and pop culture. And every so often, I might actually do a drawing session or a 3D rendering session every here and there. So once again, I want to invite you to watch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher right here on the broadcast channel that you're looking at, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Hope to see you there, and make certain that you catch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks.
Author Cindy Kep is writing on the edge. Books include Remnant in the Stars, The Loudest Actions, Lines of Succession, Mindstorm, Condemned Courier, the Yerushalayim series, and Animal Eye. Find author Cindy Kep at CKOEPP.com today.
Choose high-flying action. Choose death-defying escapes. Choose spine-tingling thrills. Choose nail-biting intrigue. Now's your chance to choose the adventure. The Captain Hawkland Adventures. Available on Amazon.com. Southwest of Chicago, there is a small, secluded cemetery known as Bachelors Grove, and it is one of the most haunted places in the United States. Author Brian K. Morris brings you a collection of writings that will help you navigate this ghostly graveyard. If you dare. The Haunting Scripts of Bachelors Grove is available now on Amazon.com. Get your copy today.